Alright, so my name is Fief. Yeah, extremely weird name. But as weird as this name is, it's not nearly as weird as my actual full name, which is Fifolua. See, like I said, very weird. And for most English speakers, this is just a ridiculous name to try and pronounce. I mean, on top of being long and confusing, there are a couple of little pronunciations that'll throw you off. I mean, first of all, the Y isn't pronounced like y. It's actually a stutter. The N is silent, and the O and the U are pronounced in ways that most English speakers don't pronounce those letters. I mean, in my experience, I feel like an O is usually pronounced either ah or o or sometimes like in dominant or dome or even domestic. And the U is usually pronounced just like that, either a U, an or sometimes even oo, like in the words under or use or stupid. But in my name, the O is pronounced oh and the U is pronounced oo. They're very short and abrupt, so it's Fifolua. So with the difficult pronunciation of my name, you can imagine what a complete nightmare I was for all of my homeroom teachers from kindergarten all the way up to high school. All right, class, settle down. We're gonna take attendance. Is Mike here? Here. Is Kevin here? No. Good one, Kevin. And is it's Fifolua. Oh, that's a really interesting name. Could you say that again? It's Fifolua, but you can just call me Fief. Fifolua. Is that right? Fifolua. But again, you can just call me Fief. Oh, nonsense. It's such a nice name. Of course I'm gonna say the whole thing. Fifolua. Class, everybody, say it with me. Fifolua. 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 Lion tuna. And that was pretty much my existence for 17 years. But I've had a lot of time to look back and think about how these teachers mispronounced my name. And yeah, because I was a dumb kid, I often got embarrassed. But now that I think about it, I feel like those teachers should get all the respect. I mean, like I said, my name is not easy to pronounce, and I kind of gave them an out by giving them my nickname. But despite that, they still decided that they were gonna do their best to try to say my name the right way, even if it made them look silly. And I don't know, man, I think that when someone tries to do something the right way, even if it makes them look a little goofy, I feel like that deserves respect. Like, people should be commended for trying. And I should also mention that I did have a teacher at one point who absolutely nailed it. Obviously, I'm not trying to dox anyone, but if my middle school math teacher ever watches this, you are the GOAT. But I'm going to circle back to this point a little bit later because I need to talk about a very different experience that I've had when trying to introduce myself to people. One that I don't think deserves a lot of respect. So later on in my life, when I started to meet people outside of a classroom, I started introducing myself as Fief. And for the most part, introducing myself as Fief wouldn't faze people. I mean, they may ask where my name is from and we might have a conversation about that, but for the most part, they would just say, oh, nice to meet you, Fief. And that was cool. But every once in a while, I would introduce myself to someone as Fief, and they would respond, oh, nice to meet you, Fiff. I'm sorry, but what? You don't get to just decide how you say my name after I've just told you how it's pronounced. Again, I'll give you that Fief is an uncommon, strange name that most English speakers have never encountered. But phonetically, those sounds are very common for English speakers. I mean, you ever heard of FIFA? Is there anybody who speaks English that can't pronounce that word? So if I tell you my name is Fief, then that's probably how you should refer to me. Now, I would get that if you read it on a piece of paper first. Fief is spelled F-I-F. So if you read it without me first introducing myself, I'd have no problem with you thinking that it was pronounced Fiff. And I do have a few friends that still call me Fiff because they read my name first and got used to calling me that before they met somebody else that called me Fief. And that's fine. I have no problems with that. But if I tell you my name is Fief and you immediately mispronounce it, I'm sorry, but we're scrapping. Okay, no, I'm not gonna fight somebody over that. But still, it just baffles me that you can just do that. I mean, let's flip the script. Imagine your name was Mike, and you walk up to me and you introduce yourself and you're like, hey, my name's Mike, nice to meet you. And I respond, oh, nice to meet you, Mick. You'd be like, yo, hold up. I just told you my name was Mike. In what world do you think it's acceptable to just change the pronunciation because you felt like it? It's not like you can't say Mike. Nah, you just decided not to. At that point, I couldn't blame you if you wanted to throw hands with me. Okay, I'm joking. Yes, I'm heated, but this is not something to fight someone over. But still, it's pretty annoying. Yeah, I don't know. It's just strange to me that someone would think that they have the right to just be like, yeah, I know that's your name, but I'm not going to say it like that. Especially when it's easily pronounceable within the language. I mean, if I introduce myself to you as Fifolua and you have trouble saying that, I'm not gonna blame you. Like I said, that is a very difficult name to either see or hear and then try to pronounce correctly. But Fief? Come on, man. Minimal effort. But anyway, all of that brings me to my next point, and really the point of this entire video. How do you pronounce this island, or this city, or this country, or so many other islands, cities, and countries around the world? I mean, if I listen to other native English speakers, this is pronounced Ibiza. Or if I'm really trying to be ignorant, Ibiza. And if I listen to other native English speakers, then this is pronounced Barcelona. And this is Iraq, and this is Iran. But I don't want to be like those people who hear my name and just decide, yeah, I'm not going to pronounce it like that. I would rather be like my teachers who went out on a limb and did their best to pronounce these difficult words as they're supposed to be pronounced. So this should be Ibiza, and this should be Barcelona, and this is Iraq, and this is Iran, and so on and so forth. I mean, isn't it better to try to pronounce it how the people who live there pronounce it? And I get it. We all know those people who take a trip to one of these places and they stay there for a week and they listen to how the locals say it, and then they come back and you ask them, oh, so how was your trip to Barcelona? And they look at you and they say, no. Barcelona. And you're like, cool. How was your trip to Barcelona? And they're like, sorry, still not saying it right. Barcelona. And I get it. Those people are very obnoxious and self-righteous and just not fun to be around.
We'll be done with plenty of time before Nikolaj wakes up.
Nikolaj.
Nikolaj, yeah, I said it.
Nikolaj.
Nikolaj.
Not even close. Nikolaj.
Nikolaj.
Almost. Nikolaj.
Nikolaj. I feel like I'm saying it. You know what? It doesn't matter.
But despite their obnoxious self-righteousness, they're not wrong. That is how the people who live there pronounce it. And I feel like even if we look silly, we should do our best to pronounce it how it's supposed to be pronounced. And so, yeah, I know I look like a cornball every time I say Ibiza, especially because I've never even been there. But if all my homeroom teachers from kindergarten all the way up through high school have taught me anything, it's that it's always best to try to do things the right way, even if you look a little silly while doing it. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. If you made it this far, thank you for indulging me. I promise that on my journey to try and pronounce these places correctly, I will try not to be like those obnoxious, self-righteous people who try to force you to say it the same way too. Saying these countries this way is already gonna get me made fun of enough, and I really don't need to give people any more reasons to roast me. But anyway, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the very best going forward. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.